Hi folks, it's 10 to 4 in the afternoon in the UK on the 22nd of March 2016, and this is a video concerning the Saturn-Neptune square in the heavens and the corresponding surge away from the right wing towards the next swing of socialism and communism. Every time there's a Saturn-Neptune big aspect in the sky over the last few hundred years, there's been a movement towards the left. And it seems that in England, at any rate, the Conservative Party is imploding in a massive way. Regardless of which way the referendum for Europe goes, the Conservative Party is effectively finished. It is so full of backstabbing vipers and killing each other with words, but the idea of it ever being a cohesive party bloc again is ridiculous. The horoscope of Ian Duncan Smith, the Minister for the Disabled and Social Affairs, amongst other things, who resigned a few days ago, is very revealing. He's often been reviled as a callous, uncaring right-wing Tory, so for him to resign on a point of principle because of the disability cuts in the budget is somewhat incongruous, and there is a big school of thought that says he was going to get pushed anyway, so he jumped before he was pushed and used the chance to put the knife into George Osborne's and David Cameron's backs. But an examination of Ian Duncan Smith's horoscope, April the 9th, 1954, at 9:02 in the evening in Edinburgh in Scotland, Sun at 19 degrees of Aries, square the Moon at 15 Cancer. Uranus in the sky was bare minutes of a degree away from Ian Duncan Smith's Sun at the moment that he resigned. So that's classic astrology. And Ian Duncan Smith actually shares a combination with one of his mentors. He is born with Saturn in Scorpio on the ascendant, very similar to that of Margaret Thatcher. However, he has the moon in Cancer, whereas Thatcher had the moon in Leo. Nevertheless, certain attitudes, straight talking, shoots from a lip, doesn't matter if you don't like him, he stands by what he believes, that stands. Thing is, this is not just in Britain where the right wing is becoming more and more fragmented. Look at what's happening in America. It's not for me. I've received a few dodgy videos from people and a few dodgy comments from people in America going, how dare you comment on our politics? It's a global phenomenon, folks, and it's a global world, so I will comment on the things that affect me. And some of the things that are coming out of certain politicians' mouths, most notably Donald Trump in America, are going to have a direct effect upon me, the country I live in, and the world I live in. So it is up to me as an astrologer to make astrological comments. I will try and keep them as politically unbiased as possible, but I am someone who is slightly left of centre, more green orientated rather than political. Nevertheless, the overriding factor here is that Saturn is squaring Neptune. And whilst heliocentrically the moment of exactness has passed, geocentrically this square is going to be around until at least the end of this year, if not well into next year. So it does seem that there is some type of polarisation of politics, pushing people ever further towards the left or towards the right. And as a result, it's almost inevitable that the large political parties are going to break down into smaller groups, and the world's going to have to become a much more coalition-based governing organisation, whether that be national or international. The days of one-party or two-party politics now seem to be at an end, not a moment too soon. So, it's an interesting week coming up. And yes, watch out for the Venus, Saturn, Jupiter T-square of the coming few days. I expect the rhetoric around the political instability and imbalance, especially with the British referendum coming up as to whether it stays in Europe or not, and the horoscope for the closing polls of that date are very significant indeed. More on that another time. But yeah, crazy day, and commiserations to the people in Belgium. Catch you later, world.